of the popular celebrities in social media, right?
Yes.
If you're an influencer in social media, the first thing you know is, or the first thing that you have to know is you have to know your audience.
Mm.
When you know your audience, my audience
Mm.
is
Mm. Mm.
mostly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eden Inspiration, the one and the only around the world. Of course, today we are welcoming the special guest in the room talking about leadership. If you really want to be a leader with a vision, with a clear emotional intelligence that you're going to teach your neighbor, like today, join me and welcome this special guest. We have Emmanuel and Ayecho. I personally am truly excited to have you join as we explore more about leadership. How can we make a powerful force that we shape individuals like around our community, around our country, around the nations. So today is not only about learning leadership, but also is also learning how we can drive our lives. Thank you, Emmanuel, for coming and Ayecho.
As one of the co-hosts of Eden Inspiration today, we are having a honorable guest from various parts of Africa, and that is we are hosting Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Innocent Onesmo.
All right.
So yeah.
So yes, thank you so much, Ayecho. So a warm welcome to Innocent and Emmanuel. As we begin, so I have been passing through your stories, and I actually wanted to ask more questions about your leadership, the way you are shaping your community, the way you are nurturing thousands of minds around the world. So it sounds better for me. So that's why I just want to start with a quick question. Let's say, like, in your opinion, why do young people follow action more than words? Tell me more about it, Emmanuel. You are most welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Eden Inspiration, for taking this opportunity to welcome me. I'm Emmanuel Mwori, and I'm the founder of the Young Africans Network. So, most youth, as a youth, actually, I'm a youth. I'm joining from Rwanda. Most youth do follow action more than words. Why? Because as a leader, you must be inspiration. Like whatever you say, for example, you say that we leaders we must do this and this, taking that action. If you are a leader and you're not inspiring, you're not taking that responsibility that your followers should follow, you end up, most youth won't believe you. They will say, if Emmanuel is doing that, he's saying and is not doing, who am I to do? Thank you.
Innocent, the same question goes to you. What do you think?
Thank you so much. As I was introduced, my name is Innocent Onesmo. I'm a Tanzanian by nationality, but currently I'm based in Rwanda. Coming to that question, like why youth do follow more action than words, it's because, you know, youth are considered to be the most active generation. And to be active, you will always like to work instead of just talk. That's why most of the youth are discouraged with the tendency of just, you have to do one, two, three, you have to do one, two, three, only words, but not
Mm,
action. So most of
mm,
the youth tended to follow the action part of it because they are more active. They want to work so that their work is visible. I think that is
mm.
the reason why mostly of the youth more consider the action rather than words. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Innocent and Emmanuel. That's why I started saying that leadership is not all about titles, positions, or authority. It's all about influence and responsibility, like a vision and the ability to inspire changes, like as you are doing it today. So basically, I really encourage everybody who is watching this video, of course, to actually to take a look on your activities that you are doing in your communities around the world, so that they can subscribe as we actually we take a move. Then we we invite other guests, special guests, of course, to share their leadership experience so that we can also they hit the ground running. So as we start, so you talked about how youth are considered more to follow actions more than words, but I just wanted to ask, like, can true leadership exist without a personal discipline or consistency? Because is relatable when you take more action, or when you take more action, it actually requires a lot of things. Like it requires consistency. Of course, if you're impacting the community, are you consistent enough? Are you disciplined enough so that you can lead by example? So tell us more about that. Can true leadership exist without personal discipline and consistency?
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful question. So, actually, before I answer that question, true
Mm,
leadership cannot work without pure discipline. To just give a brief description of that, because this leadership, maybe I can give a brief description of leadership. It is one taking the responsibility to serve and to maybe to unite people towards a particular mission. So you see, this is deriving from the heart. So without personal discipline, like you want now to serve or want to take this responsibility, there's nowhere you're going. So what I can say about that, if you're a leader, you want to initiate a project or want to create an impact in your community, you must have personal discipline first, because no one is going to remind you that, Emmanuel, you're supposed to do this and this and this. No. Once you're a leader, you must take that responsibility. So that's discipline. Like leadership without discipline, nothing you're going. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. That was so wonderful. Of course, I don't want anybody to talk about because it's self-explanatory. So I just wanted to ask, many Gen Zs, younger generation, we don't have a clear picture how we can define our clear vision. And I guess you see how we struggle. But I don't know if I'm being biased. For sure, like I have been crossing to the like thousands young generation who are struggling to define their their real definition of vision. So how does the real definition look like to you, Innocent and the Ayesho?
Okay. The first of all, let's take the simple definition of a word vision.
Yes.
Simple definition of a word vision. Vision is
Mm,
what you see
mm,
before you have
mm,
even started doing something. So the problem that most of the youth have nowadays is that
mm, mm,
we envision big
mm,
things, we dream big, but we
mm,
cannot just take a part
mm,
of how do we really want that thing to be.
mhm,
We act in terms of emotions. That's why
mm,
you can see most of the youth around East Africa, maybe around Kenya, they just erupt, they
mm,
just erupt because they envision things, but what, we have a big picture, but in that
mm,
big picture, what is the exact point that you really want? And that is the
mm,
biggest problem that most of the youth are facing nowadays. So, you know, when you are working without vision, you will always overreact, you will always overdo, you will always overthink. But when you are having a vision, like I see 1, 2, 3, you will always take necessary steps to follow that way and achieve your vision. So the problem is with us youth, with most of us, is we are dreaming of big things, but how to structure those big things in a way that we can achieve them, it is a problem. Thank you.
But Innocent, what is the difference between a vision and ambition? Because I can see you're talking about these things, vision and ambition, like setting goals, things like that. Like some of us, we take it as like the similar, um, a similar definition. Like, what is the difference between ambition and the vision?
Uh, Vision is what you see,
Mm-hmm,
but ambition
mm-hmm.
is what you're passionate about.
Oh, I see. I see. Now the difference. Mm-hmm,
Yeah. So you can say vision and ambition
mm-hmm,
are same things, but when you come into their definition, they are two different things. You have to differentiate between what I see and what is my passion. You can see
mm-hmm.
something that is not your passion.
Yeah, I
That
see.
is it.
I see. I see.
Thank you.
To my people, I told you today is a special day. It's not even like a blessing to individuals, it's a blessing to the entire world. Yeah, all right. So, yes, Professor Ayecho, what do you think about this question?
Incredible, and has been shared with today's honorable guests.
Mm,
Uh, I want to only add some point of on top of what has been explained. I want to add something because it has been explained in a way that you can say what vision entails and what ambition is and the difference between
mhm,
them. Now, take it in this point of view: you are a driver, but you don't know the
mhm.
direction you are driving to. Will you ever reach the destination? I don't think so, according to my perspective. That is young person without a vision. You get it? A young person without a vision is like a driver who
A
drives a
pilot.
vehicle, yeah, yeah,
That's
but does
funny.
not know the
Mm,
direction. As
mm,
Eden Inspiration is doing what is called nurturing and
mhm.
impacting young people.
Exactly.
Today we are talking about leadership, we are talking about vision. Once you understand the word vision, you understand the word ambition, you know the
Mm,
direction. And you know your
mm,
vision, you know your ambition. And between the two,
mm,
there comes what is called a mission. I don't want to take a lot of the table because we have a special guest. And let me also clarify to the audience because I've seen a comment from online part in the
mm,
TikTok. One is asking
mm,
clarification about the guests. So
mhm,
also to make them aware, we are today hosting the founders of Young Africans
mm,
Network. And if you want
mm.
to know more about the Young Africans Network, you can email. The email is also there in the link. Also, you can email us
Mm.
directly. Thank you. Back to you, our host. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That was so fun. And you really, I would like also to join. So let me just know, hit me up so that I can join you guys. Of course, I always willing of course, to join the young African, like, especially when it comes to leadership. That would be nice. So, to Emmanuel, tell us more about how can like a leader influence like others, of course, to take their action. Like, I'm talking about how can we lead by example. I'm talking about how can you be a true exemplary to others. So because I feel like it's very hard. Why am I speaking about this? So sometimes we see leaders and we blame them. We vote them willingly, but then after then we actually start to blame them, and they give us empty promises. But then they end up not just achieving those empty promises that they promised us. So in the beginning, tell us, tell us more. Why do you think a lot of leaders fail to actually to achieve what they promised to people? And then afterward, tell me how can you be a true example leader to others, especially to young generation? You're most welcome, Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you so much once again, Eden Inspiration. Uh,
Mm.
First of all, I'm the founder of the Young Africans Network, which is a youth-led
Interesting.
organization.
Allow them applause to you.
Yeah, which is a youth-led organization, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy to be in this interview, more of interview and interaction to share more of the leadership.
Mhm.
So, when you want, first, I will begin with the first question. When you want
Mm,
to influence people, first
mm,
you must
mm,
involve them in that
mm.
mission. and that's
Mm.
what we call leadership. When you involve them to take the
Mm.
small action, for
Mm.
example, this Young Africans Network, we want
Yeah.
to empower you through the
Mm.
digital skills, through the
Mm.
creating the mental health awareness. If we don't involve them, like this thing really matters to us youth, and we must take the
Mm.
responsibility. That small
Mm.
action, we teach
Mm.
you, you go and teach one another, you find you have created an impact, and that is what we call leadership. And at the same time, you have already influenced someone who
Mm.
had a negative attitude towards that
Mm.
thing. Majority of
Mm.
us youth, you find one cannot take that small responsibility.
Mm.
So when you influence them with your small
Mm.
action,
Mm.
actually I can say I'm still young, but I
Mm.
cannot wait to be that age, in that now we start now creating for example, you want to unite Africans, you want to lead them towards a particular mission. It won't be possible, because they're going to say, so now that you have reached at the higher point, so you want to, huh? You want now to, like, it's like you're bragging, and that's not what leadership is. In terms of the politics, why we elect our leaders and they don't do what they promise, I can think maybe it's the power of, I can say it's like greediness. Some are just, no, not like I'm going toward that question, but I don't love that politics for sure. But what I can say about that is like, we youth just take the responsibility. What you promise to provide, you just follow
I
that
know.
mission. Thank you.
Mm. 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 Well, thank you so much to your leadership, specifically in give them like a place to expose what they feel, what they or like what they want. So, and this brings me to the point that I feel like how like what's the difference between empowering people and controlling people? Because this is related, and we see some dictators, we see some people who are doing it to empower people, but also others are controlling them. So, what is the difference between empowering people and controlling people?
Okay, thank you so much once again. So, based on me, on my opinion, empowering people is like you create, you solve a
Mm,
gap that would
mm,
already exist. Why? By saying this, I mean, for
mm,
example, in African society, you find there are a lot of
mm,
unemployment. But when you come up with the
mm,
idea, for example, you want to teach them on the
mhm,
interview skills, you want to teach them on the communication
mm,
skills, the issue of the leadership skills, you find that gap that
mm,
is already there, you are going to solve it. And once you solve a particular gap in the community or in Africa's large, already you are empowering the young generation
mm,
who are our
mm,
leaders in
mm,
future and also now.
mm,
We are not the leader of the future,
mm,
but we should take the
mm,
responsibility as youth, young Africans now. Actually, that's why young Africans exist. We are creating a gap. We want to solve that gap that already exists. Though, and
mm,
so what I can encourage, if you are a youth leader, you want to start an initiative in your community. First, look at the gap. Which gap is it missing? Because there are a lot of these youth organizations. They are there, but you find they are not solving that particular gap that is there. Gap is a wide definition. Gap is something that it is missing. Like, for example, you find we have organization that give jobs. We have organization like the institution now, university, they train you. But now, who is going to teach you these 21st century skills for you to be at a higher level to compete with the youths from different parts of the country? So that gap, if you want to create, if you want to empower youths, like when you say we want to empower the young generation, first, take your analysis, do research on that gap that is missing in the community. First, once you identify that, look at the strategies in which you, as a young African, you can use it to solve that bridge and to empower the young generation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And actually, I'm speechless about the point that you brought on the table, because this is something that we see over like outside there. So we see them people choose control over empowerment. But the right way, as Emmanuel said, that would be like a little bit empowerment over control. So all right. I see how leadership positions can be sometimes overwhelming when it comes to solving problems, when it comes to like to some conflict between the people. I think for me, I have seen it in my country. Actually, I'm from Burundi. By now, I'm based in Rwanda as a DJ. So I have seen how like conflict like can be hard to solve, and I have seen how leadership can be a little bit hard. Even though some people take it um, easy, but it's not an easy job as I like from my experience. So, to Innocent, tell me, how can younger leaders learn to manage their anger, disappointment, and criticism effectively? Tell me more about that.
Uh, Thank you for the nice question. Um,
Mm,
so when it comes to anger,
mm,
criticism,
mm,
those we cannot call them,
mm,
they are just part of the leadership journey. First, we must admit that first.
mm,
Like
mm,
as long as you are a leader, as long as you are serving people, there will
mm,
always be criticism. And the criticism, if you take it negatively,
mm.
it will raise anger.
Uh-huh, for sure.
So criticism is there, but how do you interpret that criticism? You do not have to take criticism, as as something that is opposing you, but we have to take criticism as a challenge that will make us, become better leaders. When someone says like, you said 1 2 3 but you have done nothing, you are such a useless leader, you know as a human being, you can become angry like, why are these people telling me this, you see? So that will raise to anger. But when you take that criticism, it is true that I said 1 2 3, but I have not made 1 2 3. So what am I going to do? You see now? So criticism is there. It is not an opposite thing, but it is a challenge to sharpen your leadership, to make you better adapted. Because people normally say, when you are not facing any challenge,
Mhm.
you are not doing anything. That is the truth. When you are doing
Yeah.
something and you are just flowing, no any
Yeah.
challenge, there's a mistake
Right.
somewhere. So
Mm,
when you start, facing criticisms, when you start to
mm,
face those challenges from the followers,
mm,
actually
mm,
there's something that you are doing. The only thing that they want is to
mm,
improve it. You
mm.
have to just see, where am I going wrong? Where am I doing something that is not right? And then you adjust yourself. The
Uh-huh.
criticism is there so that you can adjust yourself and place yourself in a position that
Mm,
the coming days it
mm,
will either reduce the level of
mm,
criticism will either reduce or will completely be eliminated. So
mm,
criticism, to me,
mm,
it is not something bad in
mm,
leadership, but it is a
mm,
challenge for you to keep on standing on the principles of good leadership. You are a leader, you will always be criticized.
mm,
Even if you give people money freely, they will criticize you. Oh, you are giving us money freely, but we don't have roads. You see, it's a challenge. You don't give them money, you are not giving us, everything is just a problem. So
mm.
so
See.
it is part of leadership. It's a challenge
Mm,
like any other
mm,
challenge. You just have
mm,
to adjust yourself. You just have to accommodate. As leaders, we accommodate challenges. We don't take challenges as opposite. We don't take challenges as wars. We take challenges, we accommodate them, as long as we are heading towards a certain future, a certain tomorrow that we know it will be good for everyone. Thank you so much.
all right. Thank you so much, Innocent. that was so in incredible, high in the strong intimacy with others. All right. As of course we come in the middle of our podcast, I just wanted to, of course, to hit the ground running. So, to Ayeto, in this pod we are in the diversities, like we meet hardships, of course, like how can we include the others? So, of course, I'm going to, of course, ask you, like, take us through of the reason why it's important for leaders, of course, to create a space where everyone feels heard and respected. In this world, like a lot of people, we are like, that one is privileged, that one is ignored, that's one A, B, C, and D, like, and that's have to happen. So tell us the reason why it's important for leaders to create a space where everyone feels heard, like, and respected. Yeah, Professor Yetu, most welcome.
Thank you for the incredible question. And actually, that is the topic which I've been exploring in the previous days, because there's some research I've been doing, and it was like, how can you create a space, safe space for your neighbor? So when you talk of a leader bringing up a space whereby their subjects and them, all the people, everyone feels like they are heard. That is where creating safe space is. Just not long ago, we were talking about mental awareness, whereby you want to tell or you want to talk to someone about mental skills. First of all, you must know how to create a safe space. In leadership, and it is a privilege that today we are talking leadership and the vision for young people. In leadership, we have to know, or a leader must know, what creating safe space means and how can this creating safe space happen. Tell me you are a leader and you are there, you want to dictate, this should be done and you expect it to be done. This should go like this and you expect automatically. It won't happen like that, and you won't last in that leadership, because that is not safe space. Creating safe space, you build an environment, and not physical, whereby even the people you are guiding, because leadership is not dictatorship, and leadership, you must not subject the people you are leading to, you are doing dictation to them, you command them. No.
Exactly.
We, as much as we are concerned as human beings, we are all human beings. Despite having different titles of being leaders, of having leadership positions, I disagree with the leaders who fail to create safe space. I'm going to take the next 1 minute to explain how a leader can and must create a safe space.
Yeah.
You must learn. Yeah, thank you. You must learn that this you must learn that this person you are leading is your fellow human being, must be treated with care, must be treated with respect, and must be treated with integrity. You won't tell me you are receiving resources. I don't want to mention a leader's name. We are Gen Z.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Especially when you look at a president.
Right.
Some years ago, you see like a Ruto, you see like those leaders. We are like, they give a privilege to their kids, or to their family members. Of course, like, take the best advantage of everything, properties, those things. Yeah.
You must learn what your people want, what makes them to be happy, and how to care for them. What systems do you need to build for them? Because leadership is not being in leadership and retiring from being a leader, like most of our leaders do. Leadership is you build a system, you build legacy, which will not only help your generation, but the upcoming generation. Remember, when we talk of leadership and when we talk of decolonizing our minds, when we don't include politics, but that is where leadership point starts in. We must, as leaders, create safe space. As presidents, create safe space for the people without assumption. Thank you. I could have gone beyond.
Innocent, as far as you are concerned, you are from Tanzania and you see Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan, and of course, as leader, like, do you think? I'm not going to ask you if she's a good leader or not, because this is a leadership, is not a politics, and we are leaders, we are not a politician. That's why I don't want us to talk more about that. So, basically, to Innocent, how does inclusive leadership look like in school, in the community, workplaces, like as an Innocent? Yeah.
Uh, Coming to the part of how to create safe spaces. So what I know is, as a leader, you are an influencer. And being an influencer, for example, let's take an example of the popular celebrities in social media, right?
Yes.
If you're an influencer in social media, the first thing you know is, or the first thing that you have to know is, you have to know your audience. When you know your audience, my audience is mostly youth. My audience is older people. My audience is kids. When you know your audience, you will know how to deal with them. These are kids. With kids, you cannot think something very serious. You talk like, you are very serious face. You are angry. No. When you are talking to kids, you have to smile. You have to bring games. You have to make them feel they are safe. You make them feel like, this is home. You see now, when you are addressing to all the people, you know how to deal with them. So as a leader, you are an influencer, and as an influencer, you have to know your audience. What do they want? What do my people want? What do they want to hear? What don't they want to hear? When you know your people, it is easy to manage. They normally say it is easy to manage someone whom you know, right? So
what do you mean by that?
Tanzanians, for example, let me take an example. Tanzanians, right?
Okay.
Tanzanians, they are nice people, right? But for them being nice, there are a few things that they want. So as Tanzanians, they want to do business. They want that freedom of doing business. You see, they want markets. Because most of them are farmers. They want markets. Most of them are businessmen. They want where they can sell their products. So if you are a leader and you come in and you shut down the market, do you think like they will understand you? They will not understand you.
No, they won't.
Because you have done something that is against their wants. So that's what I mean. Know the people you are leading. What are their necessary things? What are the things that will make them like you? What are the things that will make them enjoy your leadership? Like, even other moment that you stand in front of them and you want to be voted again, they will remember that this person did 1, 2, 3, and we did it. So we are going to select him or her again. As a leader, know your audience, know the people you are leading. After knowing them, you will definitely know how to deal with them. Their needs, their what do they want, what like something like that. Know your audience. That's the best thing I can say. The first thing, know everybody.
Hallelujah. Like, this is so amazing, honestly. Like, I love think like the future is here. The future is up here, because see it as a podcast. I see it as a platform that will allow everybody around Africa, of course, to change the best Africa of, like, it's like the best version of itself. So you see those wisdom, the wisdom, the like the intelligence that you are sharing, it is really touching to thousands, thousands hearts. So exactly. So I just wanted to ask, Mr. Emmanuel, you know, uh, accountability might be hard at some point, and even hard when it comes to leadership or opposition. So, like Mr. Emmanuel, tell us more. Why is the accountability often difficult for people in leadership position? And how can leadership survive without honesty and integrity? Yes. You are most welcome, Emmanuel. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much once again. So, when it comes to accountability, that is something wider, first of all, before I begin. So, accountability, for you to say that this thing is accountable, you must have a vision or a mission that, or action plan that is supposed to be undertaken. So, when your members, as Innocent said, when you know your members and you are already allocated this staff, for example, is going to this and this and this, once you go, you know what your plans, or you as a leader, what initiative are you driving, or what are you creating? You already know what is needed at what time and at a right time, right? So
Okay.
when you find something like that, accountability, you must uh, like during allocation, you must know how these resources are being managed. So, how can I respond to that question? When, as leaders, some of the time we find that we are overwhelming. You find locating things becomes hard. So, you find you're having a lot of stress.
You
Uh,
know,
you
mm,
say someone is stressed, right? You find
yeah.
things are not working. I can go
Mm,
back to Professor Regan, who said, when you're a
mm,
leader and you are not facing any challenge, like
mhm,
there's nothing you're facing, you're not leading anything. So when it comes
mm,
to accountability, you must
mm,
create a self-awareness. You must create a,
mm,
a, a,
mm,
a a good environment for your members to feel comfortable.
mhm,
The people who are you
mm,
are leading, if it's a company, your employees,
mm,
or yeah,
mm,
those people are working or you are above them, create them, be aware
mm,
of what you want. Once you
mm,
are there, you must
mm,
create that this is what is needed. I now
mm,
this now my team, right? I have a
mm,
plan of this and this and this. Why can
mm,
we this, like you involve them first? Once you involve them, that overwhelming thing, you find those employees that you say that you're leading them, they are much even more than you. So if you fail to involve them, you are heading to failure. So involve who the people you are leading first, make them know what you want, the mission. I, as the founder of the Young Africans Network, I'm leading this initiative. I must involve my team. I must tell them this and this and this. By the vision of this year, 2027, we must have reached this and this. If I don't involve them, we are leading to failure. So accountability matters in leadership. Whatever small initiative you're running, you must be accountable to what you are doing. I cannot do, if even if you're a leader, you should not do things without consulting. You must have a body or anyone who is witnessing what you're doing. Because we are humans, we can make mistake. If you are not accountable yourself, you're not that's self personal discipline. If you're not disciplined yourself, automatically there is no leadership there. Thank you.
I see, I see. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was so wonderful. So I just want people to keep the comments, following questions over the comments so that we can shoot the questions through these like-minded people that we are together in the room so that they can respond those questions. Of course, we really believe that at the end of the day, these questions will make us to, of course, to apply effective leadership out there in our community, in our countries, like in different like places that we are engaged in. So thank you so much. Maybe I might not have asked you like some of the questions that you really want to talk about. So like I will give the chance to one each and everyone in the room, of course, to talk about like a little thing, something that you can take like young leaders out there, of course, to like to be driven, like to be a leader with a vision, to be a leader with action, to be a leader with a great ambition. I know it's really hard because we learn by doing and we learn from people. Of course, tell us more about like something else that I didn't ask. Maybe you really wanted to speak about it. And like the other thing that we're going to tell us, make sure that it leaves us a lasting impact, like in terms of leadership, also in terms of making the best version of ourselves. I really believe that leadership is a broad thing. So you can jungle into different things, either in a business, either in something else that will make us the best version of ourselves to not only ourselves but also with others. So a warm welcome. We start with Professor Ayecho, then we go with Innocent, then Emmanuel, and I have something to speak about. Yeah, you're most welcome, Professor Ayecho.
Wonderful and incredible session and talk. So thank you for giving me this honorable chance to speak of one point in leadership. I got you well. So I like the session of today because we are diverse. And this alone talks about vision we are talking about. Meeting together from Kenya.
Like, tell us more.
Yeah.
How does it create a vision that we are talking about? Being like diversity. Like, because some people cannot get easily how wonderful it is to be in the room. I'm from Burundi, like Emmanuel from Kenya, I from Kenya, Innocent from Tanzania. People cannot get to understand how powerful it is. Yes, tell us more.
And that is one thing most young people, not all actually, and not some, but most, fail to understand. So I'm going to talk on that point, but only in other words. Yeah. So imagine you want to build a house. There you will need not only one person, you won't need the engineer alone, but you will need the assistants as well. So us being together discussing a vision, it's a vision itself. Coming from Kenya meeting Emmanuel, coming from Kenya meeting Innocent from Tanzania, and coming from Kenya meeting Bernard from Burundi, is already a vision, because what I came with from Kenya is totally different with what you bring to the table from Burundi. This coming together build a system, and this system is a vision we are looking to. Because remember, your vision as Bernard from Burundi will not benefit you alone. Just like your mission will not benefit you alone, but your vision, your mission will benefit the entire world. However, the smaller the contribution it will be, but it will be of impact in the world. Say you bring a system, you create a system, meeting with Ayecho from Kenya, and this system elevates someone from Tanzania or from Uganda. Has it not impacted someone or some part of the world? And that is the only work we are supposed to do while under the sun. You get it? Yeah, so that is the major part of vision we are in, and what we are elaborating and what we are sampling right now is the vision. What we are discussing is building the vision and vision itself. So what I can say outside there, because I can see also in the comment section we have a lot of engagements, and I would like to put one across the table and elaborate so that I give the microphone to the next speaker. So as a young person watching us there, outside there, and I highly encourage to don't live without a mission, don't live without your vision, and have your ambition. And once you have the ambition, you have the passion. And once you have the passion, you have the drive to keep going. You can't keep going without your passion. And once you don't have the passion, meaning you don't have the keep going. And what I can also conclude with, all this, starting from vision to passion to keep going, they contribute to your result and to the result of empowering the entire world or impacting the entire world. Today in this room we have various ambitions, we have various visions, Coming together is a greater world and a transferred generation which will lead to the growth. Young people outside there, as I've seen a question, what does a young person needs to do for him or her to be successful in life? What we need to do for us to be successful in life is to know what is our passion, what is our mission, what is our ambition. I thank you, and I give the mic back to you for the next. Thank you.
All right, a huge thanks to Ayeju, Professor Ayeju. Like, for me, my takeaway was do not live with like without ambition. Do not live without vision, a clear vision one. Do not live with no passion. But I think for passion, it's really hard, of course, to discover passion for some people. So maybe Professor Ayeju, like if you haven't yet discovered your passion, of course, hit him up. Of course, he will be able to tell you more about that. Yes, most welcome, Innocent, to take us through of something that you really want to speak to the young leaders out there, because yes, so that it can be lasting impact to them, even not to them themselves alone, but also to the community. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. The only thing that I can say, and the only thing that matters by now is most of the people have this fear of failing. And I personally had it. So when you have this
Nice
fear
name.
of failing,
And if you want to go next, just raise your hand,
this is the moment
and then
that
just
you
so
will
that people
never
don't
take
like
a
clash on
step.
the mics, yeah. So just raise your
Because
hand and then
if you are not going to take risk in this life, you will
Mm,
never take a step, because everything that we are doing every day is a risk.
it's a risk.
Crossing the road is a risk.
Yeah, Innocent, what you like about this? Not taking a risk, it's a risk.
That is exactly.
Yeah.
So
for
not
real,
taking
yes.
a
So
risk
you're
is
really
also a
appreciate
risk. So
A risk, that's a big one.
we need to remove that fear of failing, because if you ask yourself always, like, if I do this, what if I fail? You will never take a step. So my call is that we as a youth, according to the statistics, African youth,
Thank you.
it will be the highest population in the
Please,
world by
guys, let them
2030.
in.
Okay,
So raise
so
your hand and then
if
say
we
your
have
name and one
people
thing that you'd
who
like to
dare not
pass
to
it
take a
as a
step,
surprise to you.
then we are all going to fail. So my
Mm,
call is we need to take a step. We need to take action. It doesn't matter whatever we are doing, wherever we
Yeah,
are, we actually
so
need to
that
take a step.
so
It is not the time to keep thinking. No, we have to stop thinking. We have to start doing, transforming the thoughts into action. Without fearing, like, I will fail. It is the moment you are fearing to fail, you've failed
I would
already.
say
mm.
for the last chance,
I
considering
like
it's
that.
going
I
to
like
be,
that.
Yeah. So
perhaps it's not
the
something that you
concern
want
that
to
I
look
have,
at.
and the thing that I'm even working on
People
myself,
actually
is to
think
stop that
that
fearing. Like, I
joy
will fail.
is built
Please,
by
please,
Yeah.
open
please. We
AI.
don't have to put that thing resonate in our minds that
That
I
was
will fail.
crazy.
I
But
will
yeah, it
fail.
is
I
what
will
it
fail.
is.
Whenever you are
Mm,
thinking of
Right.
failing, you've failed already. So
Thank
it's
you
up
so
to
much
you
for
to
sharing.
count how many
And
times you are going to fail
yeah,
moving
so
further.
okay, just for the
But
record,
like
guys,
I said,
this one was
take
built by Aziz
action. It
Rockings.
doesn't
But
matter the
yeah,
small
I
action
remember
is.
the quiz last
You
time.
have something in
So
your
some
mind.
quiz
Make
related
it
with
happen.
AI as a
Please
person. Thank you
for
for
sure.
stop
showing us.
acting
It's
of,
a
of
surprise.
imagining.
Thank you for that.
Imagining, imagining.
Mm,
You will always imagine,
Anyone
and when
else?
you will get old, you will die with your imaginations, and then you will leave nobody. Thank you
yeah,
so
As
true.
you
much.
know, it's a large
Thank
quiz,
you so
so
much,
we're not going
Innocent.
to start like official, just so everyone
Thank you so much,
understands. We're
Innocent.
not going to
Like,
start like
taking a risk,
official
it's a risk
counting
itself.
until we're up
Yeah,
to
true.
say
Do
40,
not fear my
if you
people.
want to
Like,
call, so
if you're
that
still in
we don't have
ideation,
to
ideation will
beat
be
ourselves
ideation.
so many times,
Like,
okay?
tomorrow doesn't exist. That's how that was Innocent highlight.
If you
Tomorrow
guys are
doesn't
not going to
exist.
volunteer,
Imagine if I
I
fail.
have no choice
What
but
if you
to let
succeed? Why
people
do you
select
focus on
time
failure? Not focus on
and say your
like
name.
yes,
So you guys
precisely.
can
So
react, but you
like
can't
we have
talk,
to
right?
focus on like
You say your name.
Success instead
And one
like
thing you
failure.
mentioned
Yes.
that is all
To
to
Emmanuel,
communicate with
1 minute.
you
Of
guys.
course, you're most
If you
welcome.
could see anything, Jenny, you go next.
Yes, Emmanuel.
All right. Thank
Are
you.
you
Thank
there?
you. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Eden. Are you getting me?
Mm.
Oh, your name is there
Yes,
with the
we are getting you.
Okay,
person.
getting
Yes,
you.
go, go,
So
go.
But we don't have your
my
camera on.
my
Can I go? Yeah, yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Josephine.
Go ahead,
And
Emmanuel.
what could I do?
okay. Thank you so much, the Eden team once
I learned
again.
how to cook before I didn't know how to
My one word I can say as we're finalizing.
Wow.
If you're a leader,
Mm,
I'm so happy
focus
for you.
on
Welcome to the
not
club.
do not focus on leading people.
Cooking is
Focus on
a life
understanding them.
skill. Like it's one of the
Focus
mm,
on
essential
what
qualities.
your team needs. Continue
uh-huh.
And my
focus
dad, what
on
have you put on?
understanding them and how you can be able to empower them through various
Mm,
things.
Jollof
So if you
rice.
are having a vision,
And
mm,
garlic. And I know how to make chapati. Wow.
if you're
Wow,
having a
wow,
mission
wow.
of
mm,
empowering the
mm.
Africans, you must focus on understanding
And
them.
she should come and
To
cook
Right.
give
on
an
Sunday
example,
school.
for example, you want to uh, get to bring
Yes,
an
yes, I
initiative or a
have.
company,
Mm,
right? In company in a
mm,
particular area, and you don't
mm,
know the gap,
mm, mm,
what the customers want.
mm,
If you
mm,
don't understand what
mhm,
you're going to produce, like I'm going to produce sugarcane in in this area of mine, and I have
mm,
not understood my
mm,
audience, which taste
mm,
they want. If I don't
mm,
look at the ways in which I can be able to solve that gap, then I'm not
mm,
leading them. So my
mm,
one advice to the young leaders or the young
mm,
youths who want to create a
mm,
change in their communities, first
mm.
focus on understanding your members.
Yeah.
Focus on understanding your community. Focus
Mm.
on understanding your country regulations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you, Innocent. So, of course, to me, I like Bible. Bible. So, one of the things I can read, I remember in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, it said, like, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. So I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. To the nations. Stop thinking about the failure. God knows everything. God knew you even when you were in the womb of your mom. So like He set you apart. This was just a God speaking to the people. And in John chapter 15, verse 15 say that I no longer call you a servant. I don't know how people get these verses, but I no longer call you servants. You see, this was Jesus talking to the disciples. Like, I no longer call you a servant because a servant doesn't know his master's business. Instead, I have called you a friend. Jesus called you a friend today. Jesus called you a friend in your business that you are doing. Jesus called you a friend, like in a leadership position that you are in. So for everything that I learned from my father, I have made you now. No, of course, we are my people. Of course, don't be scared of the word. Do not be scared of taking a risk because Innocent highlighted that, like, not if you do not take a risk, it's a risk itself. Today you can die. Some people, like, when we let's consider about military forces. If some people want to join military force, they are like, I don't want to join because I can die. If you don't want to take a risk, it's a risk itself. If you don't want to take that risk, at the end of the day, you are dying. At the end of the day, you are just all right. Thank you so much. It was so nice to have you all. Of course, as we come to the end of the today leadership podcast and the interactive sessions, I really want to thank each and everybody in the room for being a part of this meaningful conversation that we had. It's going to change like a thousand like people's daily operation, and you'll be amazed to see some people reaching out to you. Of course, you should see the comments that we received today. I see the comment pops up on my Instagram, and of course, or we shoot you the question, or we'd be happy to welcome you again. So today, what we reflected about leadership is that leadership is not a power, but is as a service, not as a control, but as a empowerment. Like I choose empowerment over control. Not as a perfection, but as accountability as we grow. We discussed the how discipline shapes trust, like how vision creates like direction. If you are really working on something, of course you have you have a direction. So of course how emotional intelligence can shape you. Of course leadership positions can be sometimes overwhelming. You know, can be overwhelming. And we talked about how integrity can remain our foundation even in lasting leadership positions, can leave a lasting impact in the people. One important reminder to my young people who are watching this podcast by today or tomorrow or whenever they get time to it, or whenever they get chance. So leadership begins now, begins before a title. Like to my people, I don't know if you knew it. I used to find myself like being a leader in the class. Even when I started from P1. Imagine we came without knowing each and every that, but you find yourself like having that ability. Even Moses, it happened to the Moses. Moses was the same thing. So I would encourage you guys. It starts with our daily habits, our choices, our character, the way we show ourselves to the people out there. So it gives us like ability to be a leader, and it's even help us to serve others. So as young leaders and future change makers, guys, may we continue to lead by example. May we listen with empathy. May we embrace the diversity. Maybe May we be empowering with others without even judgmental hearts that we have in our minds. So may we impact the community to thrive beyond ourselves. May we impact young souls and people out there, not just empowering ourselves. So I guess that was our highlight today. Thank you again. Thank you again for joining us this session, Emmanuel, Innocent, and Ayecho. It's a huge thanks to me. It was a privilege to have you. I know your time is really you are busy, you are busy and busier and busiest. So thank you so much for having you. Just I will encourage people to keep learning and to keep growing through Agent Inspiration podcast, the one and the only around the world that is willing to change youth minds. So with a purpose and live with impact. Thank you so much. That was so nice to have you. Have a lovely day. See you, my people. Everybody can open their cameras. Of course, we say goodbye to each and everybody.
Thank you all, and we also hope to see you again, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Innocent, as has been said. Thank you all, and we are happy to host big people who are aspiring big for the world. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Eden Inspiration. We youth, let's continue to unite. Let's continue to focus toward a wonderful mission. Let's continue to network with the youths, understand them, and lead with purpose. Thank you.
All right. Amen. Amen. That's actually wonderful. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
It was such an amazing session,
Yeah.
amazing conversations, and
Mm.
I'm so grateful. And I just want to you have to keep on doing it. Eden Inspiration, as you were saying, is number one in the world.